Welcome to Being Friends with Jess and Toni-ann, an inside look at our friendship, millennial things, sports, and pop culture. Come laugh with us, or maybe at us, and let's be friends.
Welcome back, friends.
Hi, everyone. What's up?
I can talk about my trip now because by the time this airs, we'll be back.
Let's also first discuss about the fact, is it January 14th or still December something? Because I'm still in my Christmas pajamas. Like,
That's fine.
whatever.
It's fine.
It's comfy. What do you want from me?
I feel like not Christmassy, but Christmassy pajamas are okay in January.
It's
Like
winter
not ones that
pajamas.
say like Merry Christmas on them, but like,
Yeah,
like the wintry ones.
snowflakes.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they're
It's
fleecy.
fine.
They're very comfy. But yeah.
I have so much ridiculousness to discuss. So
Wow.
much has happened in just this hotel since yesterday evening. I can't even. Oh, let's talk about your China first because you have a
I'm
cozy
like, Jess is
drink.
ready to go. I'm like, I'm at least going to mention that I'm drinking tea. So.
I just have water because I am not making cocktails in my hotel room.
Hotel room. No. Yeah, it's recovery day from a long activity weekend, so
Okay, I need to get into it because while it's fresh in my brain.
go.
Okay, so we're on a road trip. I'll go through the beginning of our stops because they were normal. Before later at some point, but anyway, we're on a road trip. We're at our third destination of Dallas. Alec has a conference here for work. I tagged along with him to make it like a trip. Anyway, so last night he goes out to eat with our boss and the other two people that are here from work. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to eat. And of course, our hotel is on airport grounds. So,
Oh.
I finally decided that I'm going to order Shake Shack, right? So I do the whole Shake Shack order. And it's like, this is not available for delivery. There are not enough drivers in the area. Would you like to pick it up instead? And I'm like, well, no, because I don't know where I'm going. And now it's dark out and I'm not like driving around Texas by myself in the dark. Like, you know
Are you
what I
not a
mean?
woman
To
in
go
2025? You can't use your phone to get you to Shake Shack?
No, like I could, but wait, let's just okay. First, it's like the rental car, the parking situation, like getting in and out of this airport. It was very it was low key confusing. It was just very overwhelming, and we know how I am with overwhelming situations. So I was like, I don't. I rather the food come to me. So now I look up room service. We don't even have chicken fingers on the menu for room service. Like, what is this? Like, do children not come to this hotel? Why are there no chicken tenders? So there's like a burger, jerked chicken, bone in chicken wings. No, it was like half chicken. Don't be like, ooh, like you know how I feel about chicken on the bone. No, thank you. So like shrimp cocktail, chips and like salsa. I'm like, what kind of food is this? Go to the restaurant. The same menu. I'm like, okay, so everything in this hotel has the same menu. I remember seeing a sushi like place downstairs, so I was like, okay, I'll just go get a shrimp tempura roll and some edamame, call it a night. Like, we know I like that, so let me go do that, right? So now I open the room, like the door to my room. I go in the hall, I watch the door close behind me, and I go to like turn to proceed, and there is a man in front of me, and I legit jump, jump. I'm like, this man is like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, it's fine. Just wasn't expecting you to be there. So now, naturally, of course, this man is getting on the elevator as well. Right? So now we get all the way downstairs, and I have this revelation like, you idiot, you didn't bring your wallet with you. So now I ask, where's the sushi restaurant? And the guy's like, all the way down that hall. I'm like, great. So now I come up, I try to find my fanny pack. It's not here. I must have left it in the car, which I did. Fast forward to today. Finally went to the car and found it. It was like under the seat. So I guess I thought I took it and I didn't.
Or just charge
Anyway,
it to the room.
so yeah, so I call the front desk and I'm like, do they take Apple Pay? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay, great. So now go back downstairs, go into the sushi restaurant, and of course, the man that gave me the Trump scare is in the sushi restaurant, also eating alone. And I'm like, this
Oh, you
fucking
should have sat with him.
no. not sitting with a stranger eating sushi.
Alex would have been fine with it.
That is so weird. 1, 2, I'm like, you know how I am doing things on my own as it is. So I was like already like mortified that I have to eat dinner alone. And now I'm like mortified that I was like it was just so everything that you were like, I never want to see this person again because it was so embarrassing. Of course, whatever. So now that's that. So fast forward to this morning, I go downstairs, I get a croissant, I get coffee. I'm like, great, we're doing good, right? I realize at lunchtime, all of the restaurants that are on DoorDash are inside terminals. Like, they're all restaurants that are in the terminals in the airport. That's why you can't order for delivery because no one can get to them to pick up your fucking food.
Oh, so it's like you order it for pickup when you know you're going to be at the airport kind of thing.
I guess, but it doesn't say like located in the airport. Like, why can't you tell me what's located outside of the airport? So like, I'm looking and I'm like, oh, like the restaurants are kind of like far away from here. So, okay, whatever. So now I'm like, let's see if there's a different lunch menu for the room service and whatever. Nope, this jerk chicken, the burger, the same fucking menu is haunting me. So I had a croissant and hummus and pretzels for lunch, and thank God I'm going out to eat tonight with our work people. Thank God. Because anyway, so now that's the food situation, right? So now I'm telling my friends this morning all about the food in our group chat, and they're like, oh my God, God bless you. Like, good luck. We hope this works out for you.
I need to interrupt for a second. You need to go a little easier on the hand signals because
I'm sorry.
People that don't know, she has it currently propped on a pillow, and every time you go like this, it's shaking the entire laptop.
That's because my foot's moving also because I'm moving.
Easy with the hand gestures. I'm getting a seizure over here. Also, what was I just about? This is the best your Wi-Fi's ever been. Maybe you should just live in a hotel. Please.
Anyway.
Okay.
Let's not shit on my Wi-Fi. Anyway, so now I go to take a shower because Alec is like, oh, you're coming to dinner with us. I'm like, great, let me shower like now so my hair could get like blow dry and done later. I go to turn on the water. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening in the shower. So I'm like, what the fuck? I call my mom and I'm like, Ma, like, am I doing something wrong? Like, look, it doesn't go further. Like,
sometimes.
What do I do? What do I do? She's like, I don't know. So now I hang up with her and I'm like, oh, let me see if the sink's running. Like, for some reason, I'm like, maybe there's like a water issue, right? Because like this doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm turning it, right? Now I'm telling my friends again in the group chat. I'm like, guys, now the shower won't go on. They're like, where are you? I was like, well, you would think that I'm at a Motel 6 for all the problems that I'm having. But so I called the front desk and I'm like, hi, did you turn the water off on the 10th floor? Because I have no water. And they're like, oh, we had to do an emergency shut off. It will be back in a half hour. I'm like, wonderful. Like
why can't they tell you?
Why
couldn't it? Right, like, that you live in. I'm like, just give me a text.
But like, I felt like I was stupid. I'm like, am I okay? So now, half hour later, I turn on the water. I run all the faucets, like whatever, to make sure that like all the shit comes out. I go to take a shower. It's lukewarm at best. Lukewarm. There's no hot water.
Cold.
Yes. I'm not a cold plunge person. I don't like cold showers.
But I'm saying if it's lukewarm,
I want to be pink when I get out of the shower. Like that's how hot I take showers.
Yeah.
I've set off the fire alarm multiple times in my home taking hot showers.
Okay, that's weird.
Go out the door when the door closes, because when I leave, like if I close the door, I have to leave the door open when I shower so the steam could go out, because if all the steam comes rushing out of the bathroom at the same time, it goes right to the fire detector upstairs and it thinks that it's a fire from the smoke. Yeah.
Never guess I thought about it. It's like right outside the door. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I've done it multiple times. Anyway, so that's been my experience here at the Hyatt Regency in the Dallas-Fort Worth airport.
Well, you know, airport hotels have reputations for a reason. I mean, I'm sure
they stay here every single year. Every single year they stay here. Do you think that, like, but I'm here, so we're causing chaos.
Right. Well, these things only happen to you, obviously.
Only happen to me.
Yeah. That makes complete sense to me. But, I mean, again, the Wi-Fi is working great.
So Toni-ann cares about.
And there's good natural lighting, I see. I mean,
yeah, the sun's still out.
it's a good, you could make a hotel rooms are good podcast studios, apparently.
Apparently, it's a great studio.
Good acoustics, you know. So, but yeah. Okay, well that's a good start to your ridiculous things.
Yeah, so ridiculous.
The only way I could tie my ridiculous thing into it is when you were talking about the food that like has no variety. I was laughing to myself because my catchphrase of the weekend was variety is the spice of life. I don't know if you've ever heard
a fortune cookie.
I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase. But
Never.
I probably have never used that phrase before in my life, but this weekend I went skiing again for the second weekend in a row, right? And we go to the same mountain every time, obviously. And it's a huge mountain. There's 140 trails, but like, you know, you have routine. You do the same route. You know, you take the same trails, like whatever. Like our day is basically the same. So this week I'm just with my cousin Rob and his dad, and I'm like, oh, how about, you know, we usually have the same run to start our day. We have the same run after lunch. Like the only time we really switch it up is like right before lunch or like towards the end of the day. So I'm like, how about instead of taking this trail, we take this trail? Like I like started to like just throw random things in. And my cousins are very much not people that like to switch things up. So they're like, no, we always take these trails. And I'm like, but like, think about this. We've been coming to this mountain. I've been coming to this mountain now for 25-ish years. Okay. Like,
why do we have to do this?
Yeah. Like we do the same 25 trails on this mountain that has like 140 trails. Like, let's switch it up a little bit. And, and they like eventually gave in. They're like, okay, like fine, like we'll take other trails. And so every time now, like we got off the chairlift and they're like, Toni-ann, what do you want to do next? And I'm like, let's go to this one. And most of the time we learned that there was a reason we did not go on those other trails because they were not groomed, did not have enough snow on them. You were basically skiing over dirt the entire time. So
it's a terrible idea.
At the end of each run, I go, but you know what? Variety is the spice of life. Rob wanted to kill me. There was one, we take the same long run down. It's called Great Eastern. It's like a 4-mile trail. It's like, we always take it like the first thing in the morning. Me and Rob love taking this trail because it's called Peak to Creek. They've nicknamed it because you go all the way from the top of Killington Creek Peak all the way down to a creek, which like I said, is like 4 miles down, right? So it's a pretty long run. But me and Rob, if we're going full speed and we don't stop, which is very hard to do because it's a beginner trail, so there's a lot of like idiots, let's just say, we can get down 4 miles in like 8 minutes flat, which is like pretty good, like really good. Okay.
It's wild.
Yeah. Well, he's faster than me. He's on a snowboard and he's a lot faster than me. So he does almost 8. I do like 8.5 minutes, basically. Like I'm about 30 seconds behind him. But there's parallel trails that run to it that are blues instead of greens, and I always want to take them and we never take them. So I'm like, Rob, I'm going to take it instead of Great Eastern. I'm going to take the touchdown or the home run or the home stretch, whatever the heck it was called. And I proceeded to go down a trail that was all moguls, mostly dirt. There was actually a babbling brook through the trail at one point because there was just no coverage on it. I just had to like keep on going over it and hope I didn't fall in. And when we got down to the bottom, he's like, I hate you for making me go that way. And I'm like, the variety, man. Well, we got some variety. I just, it's.
Can I ask you a question? What do you do with your skis when you're on the ski lift? Because, like, you literally took a picture of your feet and the skis were not on your feet. So, like, let me know what you do with them.
Well, that was.
Or were you snowboarding that day?
That picture. First of all, no, I don't snowboard ever. I tried one day of snowboarding. I fell on my ass at Mountain Creek all day.
Okay, I knew that you tried at one point, so I was like, oh, maybe we should try again.
Actually, I think it was Camelback. I tried it. It was terrible. But no, when you ski, there's the regular chair lifts that you sit on and they take you up the mountain. Those you don't take your skis off for. You just unstrap your poles from your wrists and hold them because it's not good to have them strapped. But like those you keep your skis on and then the bar goes up and you just slide on off. But what I was in that I took a picture of was the gondola. It's like an enclosed cabin. So you have to take your skis off or your board off. You put them outside and then you get in. And then when you get to the top, you unload. And then you put your skis
Okay.
So that's where you saw my skis up. Because on a Sunday or a Monday, they usually fit 8 people in those tiny little things, like 4 and 4, and you're usually squished like this. But on a Monday, I was like sprawled out. We had the cabin to ourselves. It was lovely. So yeah, anyway, I think I did a good job of trying to get my family out of the rut of doing the same routine.
The comfort zone.
And sometimes it worked out. Like we did a couple of black diamonds that we don't usually do. We usually have to take it a little easier, but I was feeling good this year. I'm like, this is my second weekend in a row. My body's thoroughly warmed up. Let's do some black diamonds. It worked out really good for us. And then other ones when we were basically off-roading with skis on, not so much. So yeah, that was my weekend.
Oh my God, I love that.
I also quickly shotgunned a beer in that gondola yesterday because
Who are you?
I don't usually do this. Okay. My lunch, when we go to ski, we usually stop for lunch and when other people might get a sandwich or something, whatever, my lunch is a beer. Like I don't like to eat when I ski because then I feel full and it like just makes me feel like bogged down. So like sometimes I'll bring like a granola bar or like a protein bar or whatever, but like my lunch is a beer when I'm skiing. Like that's what it is. And so, but this weekend, Sunday, we didn't stop all day. We went all day without stopping for lunch. And then yesterday we did stop for lunch. And because we didn't do anything to go out to eat wise, like the rest of the weekend, I splurged and I did get a sandwich for lunch. So I didn't get a beer either day this weekend. So I get in the gondola to go up after lunch.
I had a shotgun one on Monday.
No, well, I didn't have one. So we were just me and Rob were in the gondola going up to the peak, and they stuffed like 2 strangers in with us. So it was like us 2 and 2 randos. And I was like just saying to Rob, like, oh my God, I just realized like this will be the first weekend that I have not had a beer like the entire weekend. And Rob's like, you know, he doesn't really drink. He's like, is that really such a big deal? I'm like, no, it's not. I was just making a point. I was making a comment that this like that's odd for me. And all of a sudden the guy next to me goes, oh, we got like 3 beers in my backpack. You want one? And I was like, no, it's okay. No, it's okay. And like, and I'm like, you know, no thanks. Thank you though. And he's like, no, but really, actually, you'd be helping me out. I'd love to get some weight off my back. And I'm like, well, in that case, I have to be the good Samaritan. I was like, but what do you got? Because I'm going to be picky. Like, if you're going to give me a beer, I know I shouldn't be picky, but I'm going to be picky. And he was like, oh, and he took out like my favorite Vermont IPA. And I'm like, perfect. It was like divine intervention. And I was like, but just to warn you, I'm not going to finish this whole beer in the 4 minutes it takes to get up to the mountain. So I'm going to drink probably like a quarter of it and then give it back to you if you don't get skeeved out by that. He's like, yeah, I don't care. Whatever. It's beer. I'm like, okay. So I literally cracked it open. It fizzed everywhere because it's been in his backpack the entire day. And I just started drinking it. And then I drank about like a quarter or a half of it. And I'm like, thank you. I just like gave it back to him. And he just shotgunning. And his friend was like, oh, that was cool of you, man. You didn't have to do that. And I was like, yeah, you really didn't have to do that. And Rob's just like, wow, this is like pathetic. I'm like, no, that was like being on the mountain.
It could have been your hallmark. It could have been your hallmark moment. You just have to start thinking like that could have been my hallmark moment everywhere you go.
They seemed a little young to be like a meet. They were probably like 22, 23 years old.
That's not a little young. That's a lot of young. A little young is like 27, 28.
Oh, no.
A lot of young is 22.
They were too young for it to be a meet cute, for sure. Okay. But it was a nice, wholesome moment on the mountain, I will say.
That's nice.
And then we got to the top, and I said, thanks so much, guy. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we skied off, and I never saw him again. That was it.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how my original ridiculous thing was that burnt popcorn? The popcorn button on your microwave. I don't understand if it's not gonna cook your popcorn to perfection. Why does it exist?
The package of the popcorn says do not use the popcorn button.
Okay, well, I use the popcorn button. Usually, I pay attention. I think it's because my parents like microwave. When we first got one that had the popcorn button, you know, like when they first started, it was very trustworthy. It actually popped to perfection. And so I think that I now think that that's my expectation, but they don't make them like they used to. So what I usually do is I like click it and then I sit there and I wait until it's like, when you know it's gonna be done. And then I open it. What happened was
What
I got
happened?
a full size bag. I hit popcorn. I'm like, oh, it's a full bag. It's not like a snack bag. I don't have to pay attention. Well, I realized while I was doing something, I'm like, it's not popping anymore. And I like run. It was like 3 seconds too late because like half of it was burnt, but not the whole bag. And I was like,
Still ruins the whole bag.
mofo. Like, why? Why does this happen? To the point where I was questioning myself, did I click potato on accident and not popcorn?
Potato. Oh, there's a potato button too? How have I never noticed that?
You should be using for your sweet potatoes instead of like chopping your fingers off.
That was a low blow. Valid, but a low blow. First of all, I just need you to know though that all of those preset buttons, there's no setting to it. It's literally just time. Like when they make the popcorn button, like they just make the popcorn button whatever amount of time they've noticed is the average amount that the package tells popcorn to be
right.
At. Like
but I don't think they do that anymore.
That it's popping and it stops.
Right. No, okay, so my parents' old one, you would hit popcorn and it would like say like 3 minutes 50 seconds or like 3 minutes 30 seconds, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So like you knew it was cooking for the right amount of time. But these new microwaves
just say it until like it counts down from like 20 seconds or something.
Right, it's so dumb and like it's dumb. Anyway, so that was like my original ridiculous thing, but obviously
I use the beverage function on my microwave to heat up my water for my tea.
See, I don't think I have a beverage function on my microwave.
I don't have time to waste with a kettle. I just put it in the microwave and I think it's like a minute and a half. The water is hot enough for tea. That's all I need.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But the microwave, the popcorn, you know this about me, that my top 5 worst pet
I know
peeves.
you hate burnt popcorn.
Like if I smell burnt popcorn, my entire day will be ruined. Like it's the equivalent of like a cyber shock to me.
Well, that's why I had to share it because I knew that like you were gonna resonate with it because you hate
that and popcorn messes. Burnt popcorn and popcorn messes. So I really just anything revolving around popcorn, I don't do well with.
Wait, popcorn what?
Messes. Like in Mean Girls when they like get scared and the popcorn goes everywhere.
Oh, got it.
Drives me nuts because you will find kernels everywhere for weeks on end. Like you could never get it all if you have to clean up popcorn. Like, so I don't like it.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
What do you want? I'm weird.
Anyway. Do you want to talk about how you're having a heart attack over TikTok, or should we talk about me and my desire to discuss time zones again?
Let me go first, just because then there'll be a point where you probably will just have to cut me off. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. So you having something to talk about afterwards is probably a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. It is January 14th. I potentially only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days left with TikTok in my life. Okay. And I'm hoping I'm going to get emotional about this. I'm hoping that someone out there is really working hard to save it, because I didn't notice until I was scrolling yesterday, and now all the TikToks are about TikTok leaving. I'm not going to be okay. Like, and I'm not talking about this on a joking level. Like, my mental health is going to take a turn.
But that's why I'm concerned that all of you are like actually like treating it like it's a person dying. Like, can't you just go to Instagram and people can just make more reels? Like, I don't understand.
Okay, Instagram reels are TikToks from 2 months ago. So if there's no TikTok, how are reels going to exist?
Because you're just going to make the original TikTok on reels instead.
Well, then Zucky has to step it up and do something about his reels to make them better, because reels does not have 2 times speed. It does not have a pause button. You cannot pause
it doesn't have a pause.
video. It does not have a 2 times speed, which is my favorite feature of TikTok. Okay. It just it lacks a lot of what TikTok is.
She's so mad. She's so mad.
No, like, you don't understand.
All I did was make a mirror suggestion.
Also, I'm just annoyed because the whole like premise is like, oh, China's stealing your data. We're doing this for your betterment. You steal my data every goddamn day. Mark Zuckerberg has actually had to do a class settlement for how much data he steals from us, but yet he's still operating. What are we talking about here? I don't give a fuck if China, the communist powers, know that I enjoy smutty fairy books. I don't know, like, if they, like, I'm getting all of my news about the California fires through TikTok. I'm getting all of my news when the floods happened in North Carolina. I get all my news through there. I'm not gonna have any idea what's going on. And Reels cannot pick up the same speed. They cannot be in live time. The meta algorithm is a bust. It does not work in real time. So you know what us TikTokers are meant to do now? And it's already starting this week. Out of pettiness to the American government, we are downloading a new app that is outrageously owned by the Chinese government, and we know it, and we're going to it. It's called Red Note, and everyone's gonna, by the end of this, I'm gonna learn Mandarin. This is the joke, because everybody is just going over there calling
is water.
Oh, good to know. I'll keep that in mind. All of my TikToks right now are how to learn Mandarin, because that's where we're going. We're going to a different Chinese owned app, and it's just going to become TikTok 2.0. It's hilarious right now. People that are on it already say they have the algorithm already set. It's all them going, welcome TikTok refugees, as if we're coming from a third world country. Okay. And that's just where we're going to be, because I refuse to give in to the Mark Zuckerberg corporate agenda. I'm just not going to do it. Why does he get away with stealing all my data?
He is like a monopoly of social media, which I don't agree with. He's like the Ticketmaster of social media. He's trying to take over all social media.
There's rumors today that Elon Musk he's interested in buying TikTok, which I don't know how to feel about either.
Which we don't need. He's already like, I don't know about you, but my entire Twitter feed is like every 3 tweets is Elon Musk, and I don't even follow him. Like, he's just like inserting himself into everything, and I'm like, this is weird.
Well, yeah, and the problem that Twitter has gone downhill is also because a lot of people have left it for Threads, which I refuse to download because that's another fucking meta app.
Right.
And so a lot of people have left Twitter. So now, like, Twitter is kind of like the dregs. Like, and that's maybe why you see so much Elon Musk, is because there's not as many people in your timeline anymore as there used to be.
Right.
So that is a problem.
No, well, I also don't do I do like For You more so than following.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm always on like the For You, because then I get like more people. Like, it's just funnier. Like, I'm bored with the people that I follow, no offense. So, you know.
Yeah, my Twitter's really entertaining during baseball season now.
Right. But anyway.
So yeah.
No, I mean, I guess I get it, but like I don't get it because I'm not on TikTok.
Okay, but it's like as if like this is your number one. This is my number one social media. Like I said, this is how I get my news. This is
I understand. That would be like if like Instagram went away, or like I didn't have something to like just doom scroll. I'd be like, what?
It's just that the fact that like people are trying to act like Reels is on the same comparison, and it's not. So like,
no, it's not that I think that it's on. I know that it's not on the same like wavelength. Obviously, like I know that because like TikTok's 3,000% more addictive than Reels are. But I'm just saying, if TikTok's not there, I didn't understand why we couldn't just make.
Bless you. I think.
Sorry. No, it was like I just got like a tickle in my throat. That can't, like, I felt the dust. Why we can't make the videos we would put on TikTok on Reels? That is what I meant. Not, I know that the algorithm would never, ever be what it is.
No, we're all going to Red Note. We're all going to learn Mandarin. We're all going to become friends with the Chinese and willingly, because again, like, why is nobody just going to Congress and being like, your big thing is that our data is compromised. Okay. One, you already made this well known. Like, we are aware that yes, they are taking our data, and we're still willingly using the app. I do not work for the federal government. I don't even work for a publicly traded company. So if I choose as a private citizen to use an app, full well agreeing to the terms and conditions that they can take my data, why are you now stepping in and saying, but you're not allowed to do that?
Right.
Like, let me as a private citizen make my own decision. You want to ban it among federal workers, you want to ban it among people that have compromised data on their phones, fine. But like, I'm just a normal person who the most they could take is my credit card information. And then so what? If they use my credit card, I cancel it and get a new one. Like, who cares? Like, we live in that world now. So the government's just not focusing on what needs to be focused on. That's what's driving me crazy. But then they'll turn around and say, but you could sell it to a US company, to a man who literally has been sued and has lost lawsuits about privacy data breaches.
Right.
That's okay. It's not that I'm the first to spout support for the Far East, but it's a little bit of xenophobia, okay? So just because they're Chinese, you don't want them having our data, but the Americans can take all the data and do whatever they want with it. Just saying.
Right.
Am I changing all of my morals now just for this app? I may be.
Yes, you are. You really are.
So I don't want to rant on forever, but by the time this episode airs, which will be Friday the 17th, I may only have 2 days left on TikTok. And if by the next week when we record, you're going to get an update from me, I'm sure.
Well, we're not recording because you're going away, aren't you?
We could record on the Monday or Tuesday. I don't leave till Thursday next week.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot what day you left. Sorry.
After that. So we will have one more episode, and you will have my live reaction of if
I'm ready for it
or not. Donald Trump, I know people disagree with him for various reasons, and everybody has valid reasons. If you can find a way to save TikTok, Donald J. Trump, please. That's
all she cares about.
Please. Because, Joey B isn't doing shit about it. Donald Trump, please. Save my TikTok.
Here's Toni-ann being like, please don't save Burn in California, but save TikTok.
No. Okay. Is our current president doing that? No. Is the mighty, almighty, moral people in charge of California doing that? No. Don't get me started on that. We don't get political on this podcast, except when it comes to saving TikTok. Okay? Because I have plenty to say about the power.
And when they take down the monopoly that is Ticketmaster, then we'll care too.
Ticketmaster, I'm coming for you, the U.S. government, and I'm coming for you, Mark Zuckerberg.
No, but that's what the U.S. government should be going for, because we can't go to concerts because Ticketmaster sucks. And not just Taylor Swift concerts. All concerts are ridiculously priced because of Ticketmaster. Anyway, okay.
This topic, please.
We have to go on my favorite topic of time and time in general. And
the U.S. government being stupid.
The illusion of time. And okay, so when you fly through time zones, it's not this freaky, right? You're just I started in one place and I went through another. We drove through the time zone, though, this time. And it was freaking weird. So you literally drive and you're driving and it's now entering the central time zone. And I'm like, okay. And it takes 5. Yeah, there was a sign that said
oh.
But I said to Alec, I'm like, okay, so that's weird. So the town on one side of the time zone is 8 o'clock and the time on the other side is 7 o'clock. And what if you go to that town for something you got to remember what time zone is what? That's wild. It was in the middle of a farmland where we drove over the time zone. So I don't know, maybe they're all not really in very densely populated areas.
But either way, and next door is in a different time zone.
Right, that's weird. This is exactly what I was thinking of. This is exactly what I was thinking of while driving. So anyway, so we drive through the time zone, and then even we got on this podcast, and I'm like, oh my God, it's still sunny out here, and it's 4 o'clock, but you've informed me that apparently it's been sunny at home at 4 o'clock still. But maybe it was just raining so much before I left, I didn't realize. And then my other thing is that television, the time zones in television, so weird. So yesterday we get to the hotel and put on the TV, and here, at home we have an hour and a half of news, and then you have World News Tonight with David Muir, and then Jeopardy.
Right.
Here, they have a half hour of news, David Muir, an hour of news, and Jeopardy is on channel 2 at 6 p.m.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah. Weird.
But it's still ABC.
No, it wasn't. It was on CBS. Right.
Oh.
Right. And then today...
New episode of Jeopardy?
Yes, the champion. Yeah, I was watching the live episode of Jeopardy.
Oh.
On channel 2. Which, it was also on at 3 o'clock today on a different channel. Don't even... Then, my General Hospital was on at 1 p.m. on channel on Fox, I think, not even ABC, or maybe it was on ABC. I don't know. Live with Kelly and Mark was on a totally different channel also, and also it wasn't live at that point because it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like,
television?
What is happening? I was like, all I did was stare at the guide, and I was like, mine.
TV rights, I guess.
I was like, this is outrageous. This is outrageous. Everything's on the wrong channel.
I mean, I know when I was in Vermont, I had Jeopardy on, and it was Channel 2, and I was like, oh, that's like weird. But then when you look down at the bottom, it still said ABC. Like Channel 2 is ABC up there.
Right. Like, I understand the numbers being different, but here, like, Channel 6 is ABC, but it was on CBS.
That's weird.
Like, it said CBS Jeopardy, and I was like, huh?
I guess
like Jeopardy's not live, so why wouldn't like the news just be on at 6 here and then at 7 Jeopardy come on? But also the football game was on, so then the football game came on at 7 because it's 8/7 Central.
Well, maybe that's why
time zones are freaking weird.
Maybe the schedule was changed only because of the football game then.
Well, I'll see tonight.
Yeah. David Muir has been explaining
it was really it was really messing me up, honestly.
Yeah, that would actually really mess me up too.
It's just like weird when you drive through it because again, like when it was like daylight savings but in the middle of the day.
Right.
But like and then it takes like 5 minutes for the car like to update to the central time zone and the phones. So I was like, well, this is weird because like then you're waiting for it. And I'm like, it's weird that the car knows that it is in a different time zone.
Okay, wait.
I understand it has navigation, but still.
Wait, but explain this for me. That when you drove and you said you saw a sign that said like you're now in the central time zone, was that sign like digital where it showed the current time?
No, it was like it was like a city limits like sign type of thing.
No, we should have like a digital sign that says welcome.
I agree. I think that's a good idea. So like, okay, I'm back an hour now because again, and then the GPS like. We were leaving, we stopped for lunch in Knoxville before we went to Tennessee. So we're leaving Knoxville and I'm like, okay, but we're still in the Eastern time zone. Now, what about like, how do we figure out like, are we getting there at 3:24 Nashville time or the time zone we're in now? Like, I couldn't figure out, but it was local time. Like we were getting there at 3:24 local time. But like it's trippy. It's very trippy.
Oh, that's why for work I
don't get why the whole state can't be in the same time zone.
I know Arizona especially is tricky like that. They're all split between the states.
Right, and that's not like farmland. So I'm like, I wonder like how that works. Like if your neighbor, like, because that would be the place where your neighbor's like in one and you're in the other.
Yeah.
And then with daylight savings, you change time zones halfway through the. No, they don't. Well, then they just have a different.
Yeah, like mountain time is 2 hours behind.
Right.
But they're the ones that don't observe daylight savings. So they're always either 2 or 3 hours behind.
Right. Like the whole state. It's just weird.
Yeah. I agree. It's very weird. And I don't remember who I had this conversation with. It
was probably me.
Well, yeah, it was probably you. No, but I think I had a gondola conversation this weekend with somebody about daylight savings time. It was like an older woman. I have a lot of random conversations on the gondola. It's great to chatting time.
I just like that, like daylight savings at times and just the illusion of time comes up so frequently.
No, because we were talking about how it was about like 3 o'clock and I said like, oh, it's so nice. We're like about to end the ski day because we usually end around like 3:34. We're about to end the ski day and the sun's still out because like if you ski earlier, like in December, it's dark by like 3:30 almost. So the minute you leave the trails, like it gets dark out. So I was like, oh, it's so nice. Like I watched the nice sunset at like 4, like started to set. And I said that, and in the gondola, one of the ladies was like, yeah, and why do we even still have daylight savings anyway? And she like started to go on a rant. I'm like, lady, don't even get me started. If you knew me and my daylight savings rant, you would never want to hear from me again.
Oh my God. Anyway, so these are all the mostly ridiculous thoughts that I've had on this trip.
So your road trip was, how you planned it out and you took it. Did you feel like it was worth it?
Yeah. we did Nashville for 2 days. It was fun. I don't think like Nashville's like a long weekend place, so if you've never been, like a long weekend is enough. Also, I just want to let you know that all the live bands that we saw and like singing and like natural like live entertainment, no one sang Wagon Wheel and no one sang Chicken Fried, and I was in the like in country capital USA. So I just wanted to let you know that.
That's because I was there. If I was there, then it would have played every hour.
Well, if it was there, I would have requested it for it to play and not tell you that I requested it. No. We did do the Country Music Hall of Fame, and like we went to like the original like RCA studio tour, which is like where Elvis like did all of his music. So like that was really cool. And then what else did we do? We just went to like a lot of like bars and restaurants and stuff. Bon Jovi has a bar down there, so that was like cool. I liked that one because it was more like rock music, and like 80s hair bands and like, you know, like all that, which was nice because he needed a break from the one bar we were in was like playing more like old country, which is not like my feel either. But when no, it wasn't even like so like yeehaw, it was just like older like country, and I was like, this isn't my vibe. But like also when you're listening to like a live singer, like people that are like just trying to make it, like it's also like, wow, these people are really good. How do they not have like a record deal? Because like everybody could sing there because they're literally trying to become somebody, you know? So it's crazy.
That's why.
They don't all sound the same, but okay. Anyway, the band in the Bon Jovi bar though was really, they were something. They were an interesting group. No, they were good, but interesting personality. Like I think they thought they were like in the 80s still. But it was funny. It was entertaining. It was very good. We ate a lot. Like we were so full all the time.
And then from Nashville, where'd you go?
And then we came to Dallas. So we drove through Arkansas. Well, we stopped in Virginia on Friday night. But that was just like literally like sleeping, waking up, going to Nashville. And then Monday morning we left. We came to Dallas. Driving through Arkansas, very interesting. Little Rock is like the only major city that we drove through. And by major city, I mean like it looks like there was maybe like
4 buildings,
10 whole like high-rise buildings. It was like, I'm like, this like the whole city was on like probably 5 blocks. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
So like that was interesting. And then a lot of farms. And driving through Texas is very interesting also because like we were coming through from like East Texas. So very much felt like we were just like driving through Friday Night Lights. For sure. But that's West Texas. I did look up the town that it is like based out on. And then from here we'll go to St. Louis and Pittsburgh on our way home. We'll stop in.
Interesting. Yeah. So you're going to go further north.
Yeah, like we didn't want to take the same route back that we took here.
It's so funny to me that you road tripped it all the way to Dallas to stay in an airport hotel and you're not even getting on a plane.
I didn't know that it was an airport hotel until like I don't even remember what day. I think it was like Sunday. I was like, "Oh, where's the hotel?" And he was like, "It's at the airport." I was like, "What?" But that's where like the conference happens in this hotel because everybody's flying in, obviously. So like it makes sense. But I'm like, okay. Yeah, so it is pretty ironic. And then yeah, we're gonna go. I'm excited to go to St. Louis. I hope the Budweiser like factory, like, do you think they have Clydesdales there? I want to see them.
It's the winter. They might be like in barns, like being like warm, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they do a tour and maybe it includes that.
We made it the whole.
Oh, there you are.
We made it the whole time and then we froze.
No, but it was very brief, much more brief than your home.
No, yeah. So wondering if I'll see any Clydesdales. The only thing that stinks is we're doing this not during baseball season, so can't even cross stadiums off the list while we go to the Arch. Yeah.
You go up it?
Fuck no.
I don't even know if you can. I might have just made that up.
No, I think you can.
Oh, okay.
Alec, can you go in the Arch?
Yeah.
Yes, he's been there before.
Oh, why?
I don't know if he had to go. I think he had to go to St. Louis for work,
Oh, okay.
or his cousin got married in St. Louis, something like that. Why did you go to St. Louis? Your cousin got married there? Yeah, his cousin got married there.
Oh, okay.
There you
All
go.
right. So Missouri and Pittsburgh.
I
Pittsburgh
know, and then I was like,
Oklahoma
wow, we
for
should have went to
baseball.
Kansas City because it's probably gonna be like so cool, like because they're playing this weekend. We would have been there
Yeah.
the day before, but it's a little too like far west, and then that'll take us even longer to get back home
Yeah, I
because
guess
it's like
so.
the opposite side of Missouri.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
not going towards home.
Yeah.
So
You have to
it's
switch
fine.
between time zones again.
Yes, we will switch time zones again, and then I'll be thinking about it for
So when do you actually
days.
arrive home?
Friday when this airs.
Oh, okay. There you go. I was like trying to remember. I'm like, so okay. All right. That's cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I have one
yeah.
more
Anyway,
1 week of chilling before I go on my trip.
yeah, that'll be
So
fun for you.
yeah, I'm excited. We'll get one more episode
Right.
in.
Yeah, you can tell us your agenda, and then you can update us when you come back.
Exactly.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, I think that's all we have for today, friends.
Yep, that's all I got. Oh, also, we got good feedback that we should do like some kind of book club thing, which I don't know if we're gonna do like a formal book club, but I forgot to do it last week. I'm gonna do it right after we record this, so it'll be up by the time you're listening to this. We're gonna post our Goodreads links, so at least you can follow me and Jess on
Oh, yeah,
Goodreads.
do that.
And
Do that.
you know, we can maybe talk it up, but whatever. We're not gonna become huge book nerds, but
No, but also like we're never reading the same book, so like it's a book club called like just share what you read with us.
yeah, exactly. Like give us some recs, maybe take some recs from our list, like that. Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
All right, cool.
I like it. All right. Well,
Enjoy the rest of your trip.
thanks. Thanks for being our friend.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.
Oh, sorry. Were you gonna say?
No, you always say it. Go ahead, say it again.
No, I thought you were gonna say it. I did say it. I just thought you were gonna say it, and then I felt bad that I said it and you didn't.
No, you always say it. I just go, okay, bye.
Okay. Bye.
Hi, friends. Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Ratings, reviews, and comments help as well. See you next week. Thanks for being our friend.